Now, isn't this a cool little device? It's a rangefinder and a night sight all built into one handy little unit. Review of the LRNV0009 laser rangefinder night scope coming up. Right there guys, it's Catanonia here, Steve, and on this channel we do a whole load of air rifle reviews, accessory reviews and technology reviews. So if you're new here, keep watching, subscribe, hopefully you'll find something you like. Anyway, today we're talking about this bad boy. What is it? Well, quite simply, it's a rangefinder that you would normally find, I've done videos on rangefinders, those vertical ones where you hold them up, you look through, and then you work out your distance, and they're nice and cheap. Well, this one is exactly the same, but you hold it horizontal instead, but it also has night vision in it as well. So what you actually got here is a rangefinder that works in the day, and a night sight that has obviously the rangefinding capabilities in it as well. All in one nifty little package. And you're looking at a price here of anywhere between 110 to 130, 40 pounds. Now I'll leave links down below, but I recommend that you go to LaserWorks, to their website. These are the guys that I got this off. Decentish price, not too bad at all. So let's just quickly walk you around it. At the front here we have the focus knob on here. And then I'll leave pictures around as well, and at the front here we also then have the IR section, or where it actually fires out the IR mode. Now in the IR mode it has three intensities, 0, 1, 2, no, just 4, and then there's a third intensity for different ranges out like that. Now at daytime they say this will rangefind out to 500 meters, and I've tested it against my other rangefinders. It seems to be fairly accurate, and at night time they reckon with the IR on here on good conditions 200 meters. But of course you could always put an additional IR torch so you can see further out there. There's no reason why it can't go any further than that. Its magnification is 6 to 32, but it has 4 times digital zoom, because this is actually a digital camera in here. You're looking, when you look through the objective part here, when you look through the eyepiece here, what you're actually looking at is an LCD screen. So you can actually increase the magnification up to 4 times on here. It weighs about 400 grams, and you need to put some batteries in there. Probably take it up to about 450. Talking about batteries, they all just sit in the front here. So we just unscrew the front, and then you just drop out, and there's a little caddy in here that it takes basically 4 AA batteries. Now I recommend obviously you get some rechargeables. I'm using 2400 milliamps here, some Energizer ones. They work really well. I'll leave some links around to battery chargers and batteries to use, and I do recommend that you keep a spare set with you as well. They reckon it goes up to 2 hours usage time, which is probably if you're just using the rangefinder. If you've got the IR on, then obviously depending on the boost level of the IR torch you're using, then that battery life will come down, and you're going to need those spare batteries on there. But generally what you'll do is you'll pick this up, you notice something out there, you switch it on, you have a quick scan, you do a quick rangefinder, and you switch it back off again. So that's basically how you would use it. Alright, and on the top here, if we have a look, then we have a look at the buttons, and again I'll leave some pictures around for you for the buttons, but we have the IR button, which switches the unit and switches the IR torch on, and basically flips a little shutter in here that removes the IR filter from the camera. So that's your button for your IR. You have a brightness button for the LCD screen in the front. We have the plus and minus buttons to increase your magnification. We have a mode button, and then we have the on-off button. Now the mode, just like all of those rangefinders you see out there, they have loads of different modes, and this is no exception. It's got it all. It's feature packed with them as well. You have a lock mode where it will lock onto a certain area and only give you ranges for that. You have a general scan mode where it's constantly pinging and you just move it around and it just updates itself. You have a fog mode, so that if you've got water particles in the air which tends to scatter laser beams, it will try to work out an average. Generally doesn't work on most rangefinders. This is no exception on there. You have a horizontal mode, so that you can scan point A, point B, and just move between the two. It will scan those two, and using trigonometry it will tell you the horizontal distance. You can do the same for vertical, so if you want to measure how high a tree is, scan the top, scan the bottom. It works out out through trigonometry and tells you what the distance in there. It has a pressure gauge in here where you can actually see that pressure. It's written down at the bottom. You'll see that later on when I show you. There's a temperature reading in here as well. There's a compass in here so you can see if you're pointing north or south, and there's an elevation, so it's got like a spirit level in there, and obviously that's how it uses it to work out the horizontal and vertical distances in there. And you can also, if you want to use it as a speed camera like a policeman, if you really want to, and all of those measurements you can change between meters, yards, miles per hour, kilometers per hour, all of those things. You can change all of that in there. You can change the colors in here. It's feature packed. It's got lots of good stuff in here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut this video now, and I took it outside. It's got a tripod mount at the bottom, so I sat this up on a tripod. I then got my Galaxy mobile phone, set that on another tripod, because of a lot of videos you see with stuff like this, they talk about it but they never actually show you. So hopefully this video will show you what it actually looks like when you actually look through here and all the different modes and what it can do. So we'll cut to that video now, and then we'll come back and give you my usual update and analysis of what I think of this unit. Okay, so we're outside here and you can see the elaborate display that I've got set up. I've got my mobile camera set up to the rangefinder night sight so that you can see downrange. We've got a target downrange. I know it's about 90 meters from where I'm set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it on. Hopefully we'll be able to record this properly on my mobile phone and you'll get to see what it looks like. So we'll just switch the unit on. So you press the power button. There we go, the unit's switched on. Got my mobile phone all set up, and straight away we can see on here. So if I sort of go from left and do a sort of anti-clockwise around on the display, you can see what we've got. But first off, what we'll do is we'll play with the focus ring on the front. You can see how the focus ring works there, just like your standard focus ring. So what we've got X1. You'll see that on the left-hand side. If I press the plus button, and you can see we go to 2 times zoom, 3 times zoom, and 4 times zoom. And that's as far as it goes, and then we can just bring it all the way back as well, back to 1 time zoom. If we go down, we can see that we've got 1000. Let's just readjust this a little bit so we can see it all properly. We've got 1004 in pressure, so that's measuring the pressure of the atmosphere, which may be of some use to you, maybe not. We've got it's down as 21 degrees, which centigrade, and you can change that to Fahrenheit, etc. And then we got like a little compass in the middle there, and you might be able to work this out. If I just move it around, hopefully you can see that that's changing and telling you which way it's actually pointing. Then we got IR off, so it's daytime at the moment, so the IR is off. Like I said, there's 2 settings for the IR. And then we've got a vertical indicator, so you can see it's 3 degrees, and if I move down you can see it goes to 5 degrees. And if we bring it all back up, and I think we're set there, yeah, we're just at -3 degrees at the moment, the way it's all set up. But the important part is the bit just underneath where the target is. So if I now hit the power button, just press it once, we can see now it's scanning. And you can see it's shown me at 18 meters. And if I just move this around, we should see that change. It's changed to 19 meters as it's going around 20 meters. Obviously it's range finding, in this case, into the bushes. But if we have a look there, my target is at 18 meters, and I know I've used other rangefinders. I know that that is set to 18 meters on there. And if we press the button again, then it will just switch off the range mode on that. Now, the different modes we have is if we press the M button, then we can go into fog mode, so this sort of counteracts water particles in the air. Lots of rangefinders has it. It doesn't necessarily always work. What it tries to do is send out more laser beams and work out an average to counteract the water droplets. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. What you also get then is a lock mode, where literally it gives you like a little target where you can go in there, and it tries to set that target where you're pointing and give you a more accurate a reading on there. Sometimes you'll see that as flagstick mode in golf rangefinders. Now if we look, we have a horizontal distance measurement, which will allow you to sort of measure 2 points. You can pick 1 point and then a second point, measure between the two, and it works out through triangulation what the horizontal distance is for you. A bit tricky to use, but it's there if you want it. And then the next mode is vertical, so you can actually use that to measure the actual vertical distance. So you can measure the first point, move up, measure the second point, and it works trigonometry to work out what the vertical distance is as well.
And if you really want to, you can play policeman as well and set it into speed, like a police speed camera mode, which is, in this case, is set to kilometers per hour if you really want to. So you just cycle through the modes like that. You would have seen these modes quite a lot of times on quite a lot of rangefinders on there. If you press and hold the mode button, and you can do this in day mode and in night mode for different colors, so it remembers 2 different settings. But if you then press it, you can see we got color, and if we press the power button once, we can switch it to green, we can switch it to red, blue, white, black, and back to yellow. So I've left it set at yellow at the moment because I think that works better on the camera. So nice and simple, press the mode button again, and then you can change the temperature. You can change all the variables like temperature, what the pressure's read in, what speed it measures in, miles per hour, kilometers per hour, what distance you measure in, is it meters or yards, etc. So you can keep pressing, and these are all the different things that you can change on it. So it's fairly configurable. All of the units are configurable on how you do it. And if you press and hold the mode button again, then it will just come back out of the setup mode for you. And the only other button that you actually have in here is then your brightness button, which you can press and you can set your brightness up and down. And like I said, this is an LCD display in here, so it's the brightness of the LCD display that you're seeing, and the plus and minus buttons will allow you to change that as well on there. Press the brightness button off. The only other button that is left is the IR button. Now I'm going to show you this in daytime, but obviously it's going to cause a bit of an issue. If I press the IR button, you can see that IR has gone on. Oh, let's just bring this camera in. Now I've currently got mine set up for red in IR mode, and we might need to change a bit of a focus in it. I don't think you can make that out, but that's in IR mode at the moment 1. We'll do this again at night time, and you press it a second time, then it goes into IR mode power 2, and then you can switch the IR mode off completely, which I've just done now. I think, yep, the IR mode's all switched off at the moment. So we'll come back to that. And the only other thing to show you down there is actually a battery indicator, which is very useful on there. So we'll come back when it's a little bit darker, and then we'll see how good this thing is actually at night time as well. But let's just rangefind again. Yes, we're at 18 meters from where I'm sat. I know that's correct, so see you when it gets dark. Okay guys, so we're outside, it's dark, it's pitch black, I can't see anything, and we got the camera set up exactly as we had before, but this time we've got it in IR mode. So basically, as this camera that I'm talking to you it's using infrared technology, sending an infrared beam out there which highlights my facial features, the background, so that you can see what's going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the rangefinder into different IR modes. So we're going to just change the intensity level. So I've switched it to IR3 now, and we're going to switch it off. So IR's off, so you can't see anything. We'll switch it on to IR level 1, which is pretty useless, to be honest. It can't even see 20 yards. IR2, and what we're looking at there, and we just refocus the camera, we're looking there at the site we saw before, 19 to 20 meters out there, and I'll give you some stats and figures about how far this thing can go out later on. But the more important thing is all the technology that I showed you before, with all the mode changing, the switch changing, the color changing, the unit changing, everything that I showed you before now also works in IR mode, because you've got to remember, this is an LCD screen that is basically giving you an infrared view using an IR torch. It's got a built-in IR torch. So I'm going to prove that by basically doing the range finding. And to do that, we just hit the on off button, and hopefully you can start to see on screen now that flashing that's going on. And to make that more evidence on my target, you can see it's range finding me out to 18 meters. I'm just going to move it to one side there, and hopefully now you can see exactly what we did before. You can see that flashing that's going on, and that's the laser beam that's going out that the actual IR torch is picking up, and the IR sensor is picking up, and that's why you can see it. And that's how the range finding works. So you would have seen this on my previous videos that I've done before with regards to the Boblov rangefinder. If not, check the videos up before, because that's another alternative way of doing this. It's exactly the same thing. This rangefinder knows where its crosshairs is, it knows where it's pointing, it knows where its range beam is pointing, its laser is pointing. All it's incorporated into this whole unit is an infrared torch and an infrared sensor. That means that that beam is pointing the same place, therefore can range find for you. But this all works absolutely beautiful like so, and the nice thing about it is that you can do the usual things, is that while that's going, we can switch off the beam, we can zoom in our mode into different zoom levels. Oh, let's switch the IR on, back on, and we can zoom in to zoom 2, zoom 3, zoom 4, and then we can laser range find. Exactly as we did before, we can change the colors, change the metrics, do whatever you want. All of the features I showed you before will work exactly the same with this. It's actually quite a cool unit, and for the price, I'm actually very, very impressed. Anyway, we'll cut back upstairs. We'll do our usual, you know, give it the pros and the cons. I'll tell you what I really think about it, and as usual, we'll leave the links down below for you.
So hopefully that sort of told you how this thing works, what happens when you look for it, all the different modes, the different features you can change, etc. in there. So what do I think of it? Well, for the price, I think it's actually not too bad. Obviously, depending where you get it from, obviously the chances are that you'll probably look around on eBay. But like I said, check the LaserWorks website out. For the price, about 120, 130 pounds bucks. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. It comes in a nice, pretty box like so. If we open up the box, we don't need the box, and then you get a nice carry case with a shoulder harness on there. Inside there is cleaning cloths, some sort of Chinese to English translation. Not great instructions, but it's enough to work out what you need on there. All you've got to do is add batteries to it, and away you go. But there are some other little downsides to it. One of the major downsides, and LaserWorks are aware of this, and they're going to change this in later versions, is that the actual eyepiece, you cannot adjust it. So if you can see perfect, if you've got perfect vision and you can read small letters without glasses or anything like that, then you should have no problems. It is a bit hard to see, but you'll be able to use it. Unfortunately, I'm getting a bit old. I'm 46 now, and I'm used to having perfect vision, but not anymore. I need glasses for reading small words and small letters. So when I look through here and I can't adjust the eyepiece, then I struggle to read. So what I've got to do is put some glasses on, and then I can read it perfectly okay on there. Just a really, really simple thing, and I'm sure somebody will work out a way of modding that. That is the only really downside. The battery life, well, just carry spare batteries with you. Like I said, I'll leave some links around for you to look at that. So yeah, overall I think it's actually quite a nice little unit. It comes in a camouflage colour. I don't know if you can get it other colours. I'm sure you can paint that. It's nice and grippy. It's fairly light as well. It's a nice little tool to use. But if you don't like things like this and you want something that's rifle mounted, then I'll leave some videos, and this is the reason I've just sat to one side, is I'll leave you some videos down here of some of the other night ranging stuff that I use on my rifle. I use this as well, but the ones that are there, the ones that attach to your scope, and you line them all up, they're really, really good on there. But they work pretty much the same way. This is just a handheld unit, and this is really nice if you don't have any night vision capabilities, of being able to have something in your pocket where you can just scan a field, you can have a look, and you can see without having to move your rifle or use your rifle to do it or on that. But overall, yeah, I think it is a very, very nice little unit on here. Nice and simple to use, grip, nice grip on there. It's just like any rangefinder, but it's got a built-in night sight. Absolutely brilliant on there. So anyway, hopefully you've liked this video. Hopefully, you know, I know there's a few people when I posted this on Facebook said, quick Steve, do a review on this. I really want to see it. So there's the review on there. Check out the other videos that I'll leave here. And if you're not a member or you haven't subscribed, yeah, don't forget to do that. Give me the thumbs up and thumbs down. And down in the comments as well, tell me, have you got one of these? Do you use them? Do you like them? What night ranging kit do you use? What rangefinders do you use, etc. like that? I'd love to know, and any comments that are down below, you know, obviously it helps other people out. So I've been Catnonia, Steve, and hopefully you've liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.